Welcome to Zoctified, where we're all about living the high life. My name is Stanley, and today I want to talk to you about the future of monetization. Because right now, with the whole corona and all that stuff going on, seeing the feds just pump out a whole bunch of money, just creating things out of thin air, what does that really mean for us, and where do we see this future going? And I'd just like to give my little insights. Why? Because you're watching, so let's do it. Where we're at today is just an unprecedented time. We are at the fork in the road. We can go this way or we can go that way. We are getting to the point where this virus and stuff is getting people not to want to handle cash. It's also getting countries all around the world to start banning cash. We can see in our environment these different signs, these different clues that show us what's going to be coming in the future. And the way it looks is cash is probably going bye-bye. So where does that leave us? In the US here, we have the Federal Reserve, and they are just literally typing in numbers on a computer. You need cash, poof. You need cash, poof. You need cash, poof. And it's being created so easily and so quickly. And especially the more we don't use these dollar bills, there's nothing that they even have to print on. It's just literally typing it in to a computer, hitting it off, and there it goes. So what meaning, what value do we have behind that? And this fork in a road that we're at, what this is doing is it's basically gearing us up to either go through this Orwellian state where we have, the powers that be watching every single purchase that we make, taxing every single thing that we do, and, just really rooting into our business further and further than what they are today, even though right now today, most of all of our stuff is traceable. It's all digital, and we're already using digital currency. Anytime we swipe our credit card, anytime folks use food stamps, whatever it is, most of the time it's digital. Unless it's actual cash, it's digital. And then even at that point, when we go to the bank and give them cash, they digitalize it. They record that and they put it into our account, or they pull it from our account. It goes from digital to physical back to digital. Well, there's already other technologies in place today, cryptocurrencies, that allow us to have the power, allow us to have the rules mathematically defined, where the Federal Reserve can't just go and print all this money and just inject it out into the market, where we can have sound money like Bitcoin. I'm sure you've heard of it. Bitcoin is mathematically defined. Recently we just hit the halvening, and so therefore it's becoming more and more rare. The inflation rate is becoming less and less, and around every 4 years it halves again. That inflation rate drops in half. Other cryptocurrencies have different rates of inflation. Some start out with all the cryptocurrency they're ever going to have and start burning it and become less and less as time goes on. There's so many different methods, different rules that allow us to have all these different forms of monetization. There's these really neat projects coming on board, that like social media apps, gaming apps, things where it gives the power back to the people. Suponic is a cryptocurrency I just discovered. I'm still researching more of it. But what it allows us to do is to invest in the production of games, invest in the ads or different companies, and then also share those and get investment back. There's so much that's going on with this, and there's so many different cryptocurrencies and things out there that are growing. This ecosystem is allowing diversity to come back. This Orwellian state of the government controlling money, and then we have this other state of money for the people, by the people, the cryptocurrencies. Some are really private and secure, where you can be completely anonymous, while others it's right up front. Everybody can see what everybody has. And these different styles allow us to ebb and flow and to move into different things, because our life isn't stationary, isn't binary. It isn't just, oh, I want security or I don't want security. There's different circumstances for different things. Like when you buy a house, you might want everybody to know that's your house. That's your spot. That's your place. Or when you buy a car, that's your car. But when it comes to other things, you might want it to be private. Like, do you want everybody to know how many tampons you buy or condoms or something like that? That's kind of personal. You don't really want folks to know all that stuff. So our lives dictate that we have open public things, and then also we have private things. And these new wave of technologies are allowing us to have a choice. And right now we're at the cusp of the next wave. Many of us out there don't really know much about these things. It's still new technology. Bitcoin is the original, and it got started in 2008. Well, my friends, it's 2020. In the lifespan of money, if you think about it, 12 years is nothing. That's a blink of an eye. So this is allowing us to monetize our lives, to be able to securely transact with each other and have different levels of transaction where we decide whether it's public or it's private, where we decide what we want with our technology, where we want things to go. And the future of these are governments where nobody's in control at all. Everybody agrees simultaneous, and if we want a project done, it's just simply who votes for it. Because cryptocurrencies gives us the ultimate voting power. There's DAOs, which are decentralized autonomous organizations, which look at Dash. So Dash is a cryptocurrency. Dash is cash. I like how it sounds, dashy. Well, with Dash, every day-to-day operations is funded by the DAO. So we have these miners that run the transactions. And then we have private nodes that vote on the new implementations in the blockchain. And in order to have a node, you got to stake like 1,000 Dash, which is quite a bit of money, especially since it's like $80 today. Because with that kind of expense, it takes a lot of cash to be able to try and take over the system. So these things, these self-organizing governances, where the whole project, the people who are a part of it, who have their own investedness into it, decide what goes on with it. And that gives us so much power. And anyone is able to, put in a request for funding to be able to do a project, whether you want to advertise for Dash or you want to create a new protocol for them or whatever it is. There's these, you can go through the process of getting whatever you would like to do voted upon by the masternodes, and boom, once you have it voted upon, the funding goes directly to you in a smart contract. It's amazing technology. Things like Etherium, that's what it's doing. It's using these smart contracts where we can trade video game tokens, or we can trade cards on there, or we could set up a will so when we die, our Bitcoin or whatever it is transferred over to these individuals at these times, setting up these smart contracts, these locks, where the only way to access these things are with the private key, and with a smart contract, no one can access it until certain things happen, whether it's a time frame, whether it's a situation, whether it's so many people come together. There's all these different contracts that are smart. They're self-governing. So these technologies are allowing us to have full control over our lives. No government can take away our assets if it's locked up in an Ethereum contract back. I can't even touch it, guys. I can't get to it. I can't get to that Bitcoin. It's locked up. The only way that's going to happen is if I die and it gets spread out to these people who get these keys at that time, and then they have to come together with each one of them to be able to, or however that smart contract is set up. These give us the ultimate control. Money by the people for the people. And that is what we need in this time. We need our own power, our own governance, the civilization that we are meant to be. And there's so many beautiful people working on these projects around the world who are trying to give freedom back to us, because we're already in an Orwellian state. Look at how many people are having to be subject to all these different rules and regulations. And personally, I feel, we all should have our own choice. If we want to allow ourselves to go in a dangerous situation, hey, I'm allowed to go up in an airplane and jump out of a perfectly good airplane and risk my life just for an experience. If I want to risk my life by not wearing a mask or whatever it is, I should be allowed to do that. And those who want to protect themselves should be allowed to protect themselves. We should be in a free state to be able to express ourselves and to be able to take the choices that we would like to take in the substances that we would like to take in, to not be told what we can think or what we should do or what we should put in our body or who we should communicate with or what we should listen to have that true freedom to express ourselves and be who we are. And I want to thank you for joining in on this video today. And like I promised, I'm going to be uploading a new video every single day. The topics are going to vary, whatever's going on in my mind. And I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and make sure that bell rings, so that way you are up to date on all these videos. So if you like this, hit the like button, pound it hard. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out till next time.